Hello, everybody! Welcome back to the NASCAR Vernors Cup Series! Last time out was the Stewart's Fountain Classics Brickyard 400 at Indianapolis. Crow T Robot came in second in points and with an opportunity to win the race and score an extra $250,000 by winning 2 of the 3 Summer Slam races, along with Stephen George. He came up 1 spot short, coming second to Hut Strickland, who got a second career win. But now, we come to a new track. We're at Chicagoland. Today's race, the Morton Salt 400. To be contested on this not quite straights anywhere except maybe between turns 1 and 4 and the tri-oval. But a curved backstretch, which is very, very unique and very weird. This was the Anton Hubert Memorial 400 last year, obviously. Paying respects to the fallen F2 driver, but we don't have to be a memorial to anyone this year. What we are doing is celebrating Tom Jones on the pole. He'll start next to Peter Perfect. Then right behind will be Billy Mays and Bela Fleck. Top 4 spots, 4 different manufacturers. Our first repeat, we find the Chevrolet of David Dayton alongside the Morgan Freeman Pontiac Grand Prix. Anyway, Marco Polo and Brian Wilson line up in the next row, and then Al Capone and Jerry Springer round out the top 10. And Walter White will line up next to Tom Hanks. Grover Cleveland will line up next to Tom Hanks' teammate, Richard Simmons. Then Snoop Dogg and Hut Strickland, the lineup in front of Donald Fagen and Woody Woodpecker. Rounding out the top 20 will be the 24 and 42 of John Cena and Iggy Koopa. Burt Reynolds will line up next to Stephen George, and there's points leader Joe Biden lining up next to Kathy Bates. Last year's champion Harrison Ford lines up to the outside of Crow T Robot, then Alfred Hitchcock and another strong points contender, Brendan Gaughan, line up in row 14. Rounding out the top 30 is Al Roker and Casper the Friendly Ghost. Not the friendly town of Casper, Wyoming. Chick Corea down in 31st. Alongside him, a fellow Pontiac. Position 32 belongs to car 32 as Woody Harrelson will roll off. James Bond, we don't know what's going to happen to his career. That team might extras thinking about selling at the end of the year. But he's going to start next to Count Dracula. Rick Scott will line up next to Geddy Lee. Then Denzel Washington and Ian Anderson. Bob Ross will line up next to Blaze Alexander. And an interesting duo on the back row. Some of the best plate racers in the garage. At least back in 2018 they were. Telly Savalas and Jeff Lynne. Now, we're going to go trackside here. Before we can get started in today's action of the racing variety, we've got to go trackside for the most famous words in all of motorsports. So please welcome today's Grand Marshal.
Drivers, start your engines!
Engines fired. 42 cars pull away. Very clearly marked start-finish line on the track. sun is up, but the sun will be down by the end of this race. Who is that? I think that's 2017. The race that was this year known as the Junior Johnson 500. That was the winner of the race in 2017, Kurt Busch. That's what I'm basically saying. That's former series champion 2004. We only have 2 of those in here, but we also the field today. What we also have today is a Void to the Abyss, as you will see opening up. Pace car pulling off pit road, leaving the fields in the hands of Tom Jones and Peter Perfect to bring us to green flag and start the Morton Salt 400. Keep it down, keep it down. Green, 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 green. We're racing here at Chicagoland. Already 3 wide through side by side. Now it's towards the front. They're side by side. Contact made. Billy Mays nearly turns the 5 of Tom Jones. The top 2 drivers nearly got together and caused an accident. I said top 2, but that's not going to change because Peter Perfect has a head of steam on the outside and will take the 2nd position. 3 wide for 3rd, almost. Marco Polo looked to try and throw it underneath Bela Fleck and Billy Mays. Now Mays trying to cross over move, gonna try and flash to the inside, down low of Peter Perfect. And that's gonna send Perfect out of the groove a little bit. Mays getting that inside line working at the line. He will take the spot. Now Morgan Freeman looking to follow in the steps of his fellow Pontiac. Peter Perfect with a heck of a run. Brief. We got trouble. I heard some skidding in the back. Count Dracula, Geddy Lee, James Bond all around. Telly Savalas, Blaze Alexander unreasonably slow. They're racing back to the line. Contact more in the back as not Telly Savalas, Tom Jones will lead that lap by over half a second. What on earth happened to bring out this yellow? Oh, a major accident. It looks like James Bond got into Count Dracula, sent him in the Geddy Lee. Blaze Alexander got into Rick Scott. Telly Savalas also caught up in the wall. 6 cars crash and collide in the turn 1. Marco Polo 6th in line. For some reason, his teammate Jerry Springer is ahead. And is causing major implications in the back. Implications. I don't know. Biden already up to 21st. The entire field, the top 5 gets a jump on the entire field because it'll look at this. This is going to be a mess. This is going to be a mess. Iggy Koopa, you're on the grass. Almost 4 wide. Oh, and you know who this is going to hurt? Is going to hurt Crow. That's an interesting pit lane cam because it doesn't show anything of the pit lane. I think Marco Polo gamed the system. Some drivers just take a splash. A lot of people taking either just a splash or just getting slightly fresher rubber. I believe Marco Polo may have just taken the lead. It'll be interesting to see how everybody sorts out. There's Hut Strickland existing. Well, no, apparently Tom Jones did win the race off of pit road. We'll go to the helicopter cam. It's the only one anybody trusts. If that's the line, he certainly won. But I think this is the line there. And right there, you see Tom Jones just pierces the line before Marco Polo does. And will retain the race lead. All 42 drivers still running. So you see all 42 drivers catching up to the end of the pacing line. Tom Jones is your race leader. Marco Polo is up to second, as we will go green on lap 8, I believe. Brian Wilson third. Grover Cleveland fourth. This speed he used to have during the race earlier in the year, but it seems like he's traded race pace for pre-qualifying, for going a whole qualifying pace just to try to make races. Bela Fleck fifth. And Morgan Freeman, Snoop Dogg, Woody Woodpecker, Billy Mays, John Cena, Burt Reynolds, Jerry Springer, Stephen George, Peter Perfect, and Joe Biden is up to 15th. 13 spots ahead of his nearest rival. Which hurts for Crow because he just got the points gap up to double-digit minutes. Right there, you see an opening in the void where some of the best and any threats that might come through that void, they're going to be combated by, we got some of the best heroes around, such as Tom Jones. Not Tom Jones, Tony Stark. Tom Jones is a musician. Tony Stark, who is not, he failed to make the Brickyard 400 last weekend, the Stewart's Fountain Classics Brickyard 400, as we pass by an Ansel banner, as well as an STP banner, and like 6 others. Another hole in the void opens up. The pace card, decks down pit road, and Tom Jones leads us back to green after our first caution. And so far only caution, obviously, in the Morton Salt 400. 3 wide for a moment there on the front stretch, which is a very crazy thing to think in this day and age. The outside line looks decently strong. David Dayton spun. Keeps it going. No caution. What happened? We saw who got into him. I think Iggy Koopa just turned him off of 2. Oh, imagine if he did that to Joe Biden, who was right there. Oh, good car control for David Dayton, who does a 360. Keeps it going. Keeps it in high gear. I mean, he could have probably afforded the shift downshift. Oh, what is this? Marco Polo. Up towards the front, as we got a big cloud of smoke from something. Oh! What is the 43 doing? And the 32. Another near. Oh, Hutch Strickland came down into the 43 and the 32. Come up, act the trap, right into traffic. No! They kept it going somehow. Oh, we just had to take a moment. A very chaotic start here to the Morton Salt 300. And while we are away, we noticed that also missed Marco Polo, your new race leader. Tom Jones the second. Morgan Freeman third. Grover Cleveland the fourth. A row for fifth, breaking out between Brian. Oh! Walter White around. Casper the Friendly Ghost. Deli Savalas has crashed. Everyone, rest of the field missing. Don't come down. Oh man, a terrible accident as Hut Strickland chooses either the worst or the best time to head down pit lane. It was the worst time because they were still green. Hut Strickland will fall a lap down. Wow. Well, he's going to sit for 7 years on pit road, so Hut Strickland throwing away his championship hopes. Holy Lord. We'll take another look at that accident, but first, we'll notice Al's split strategy. We got several drivers coming in, several drivers staying out. As you can see there, a lot of people. Marco Polo leading. Morgan Freeman, Grover Cleveland, see Rick Scott, Brian Wilson, a ton of people. Oh, very interesting. Joe Biden on the this alternate strategy, right side. But several drivers stay out. Those being Tom Jones, Bela Fleck, Billy Mays, Peter Perfect, Tom Hanks, Denzel Washington, Crow T. Robot, Brendan Gaughan, Jeff Lynne, Chick Corea, Al Roker, and Kathy Bates. Hut Strickland a lap down in the 40th slot. Morgan Freeman, the first driver off of pit road. A very chaotic race. What happened to Walter White? The same big problem spot being turned for in the tri-oval. Oh, something happened. Oh, it looks like Fagan came into Iggy Koopa and that just hooked the 10. And he just goes spiraling. And you can see, oh, what a weird accident. We're going to go on board with the 99 here in a second. But we like this. The 84. Keep an eye on the 92 here. As you can see, 84 hits. And I don't know why, but Telly Savalas tried to go high, and that put him right into the path of the 84. Ian Anderson has graciously let us have an onboard camera this weekend. As we go back now, you can see here, just no smoke. Oh, he got a little bit of damage. Telly Savalas trying a worse the first challenge, and it turns out terribly. Oh no, that's why he went high. He got... Let's rewind that a bit. Watch. He got hooked. He didn't panic and try to go high. He got hooked into... He got hooked into the... into Casper the Friendly goes by Walter White. David Dayton way back, missing everything. Walter White just going for a spectacular ride. You can see right here Walter White getting sent to the wall. Final on board for now. Geddy Lee. Sitting here back at a full head of steam. Just dives high and then goes low. As you can see, the lights have already come on here in Chicagoland after only 15 laps. Actually, 14 and a half. Out of the race already. 3 cars. Telly Savalas will finish last. And, of course, so will the 84 of Casper the Friendly Ghost. But the engine or gearbox on the 25 of Denzel Washington completely letting go. Your top 10 real quick as we come back. Well, we already went over that actually earlier. Morgan Freeman, Brian Wilson, Snoop Dogg, Woody Woodpecker, and Jerry Springer, the first 5 of the drivers who did pit. Hut Strickland a lap down in 39. 38 drivers on the lead lap, and we're going to go green here on lap 16 after our second caution in the Morton Salt 400 here at Chicagoland. A very unexpectedly chaotic race so far this evening. Hut Strickland just does not have the raw pace, it looks like, as he is just hemorrhaging track position, which is fine. He's a lap car, but it's not fine when he's causing huge stack-ups like this. He's caused another wreck. Around goes the 6 Al Roker. Chick Corea also involved. A very messy race we are seeing here. Which is crazy. We are expecting to see a fairly What? Okay. Al Roker was fine and just I think something broke on the steering in the 6 because he just turned in the wall. Why? What on earth? Well, I got a feeling I know who's not coming back to the team next year. We jump up to live action and we see pretty much everybody and their mother. Oh Lord, no, not everybody. A lot of people, some of the people who pit last time are coming back down. And a lot of the people who didn't pit last time have come down. Billy Mays leading those guys out. People staying out now: Brian Wilson, Snoop Dogg, Woody Woodpecker, John Cena, Jerry Springer, Rick Scott, Iggy Koopa, Burt Reynolds, Grover Cleveland, Marco Polo, then Stephen George, Donald Fagen, Harrison Ford, Joe Biden, Blaze Alexander, Geddy Lee, Ian Anderson, Count Dracula, and Tom Jones. About half the cars running stay out. Well, 6 and the 27 are out. We're going to go back in time. A very messy evening here in Chicago. Actually, no, we know exactly where and when. You just saw this one coming. A giant stack up. Oh, I think Hut Strickland kind of got forced up by Kathy Bates. Him and Korea hooked. And there goes the 6 as well. It's a miracle there weren't 4 drivers involved, as you can see. We're going to go on board. Oh, look, the 2 teammates right next. Morgan Freeman, who started this race towards the front, and definitely, we know for sure, as an onboard man. As you can see, the sun's starting to, the sky's starting to darken, and this just all happens right. Snoop Dogg also here. You saw that peak up, and oh, he got lucky. He got lucky. Bob Ross, look at Bob Ross making some moves. 6 and 27. Now 36 6 cars running on the lead lap. Brian Wilson is your leader, looking for a second career win. He won his first career win in a second career start earlier this season at Phoenix, aka ISM Raceway, down in Goodyear, Arizona, or Avondale, or Phoenix, whichever one you want to say, I guess works with me. We're going to go back green after 20 laps of racing, after what is our third caution. Only 8 of the first 20 laps have been run under green flag conditions, as this one has been a very messy race. It could be a race of attrition. Whoever's not undamaged and doesn't exactly have it, and whoever is able to strategize themselves to the front of the pack throughout few pit stops and key time, well-timed pit stops, I think could win this race. But the field could prove me wrong and race clean and green here to the end of the race. I'm not sure. We've seen 3 cautions already in the first half of the race. The first third, even. You're saying we're going to see no cautions in the last two-thirds. That's what I'm trying to say. What I definitely am saying is we are back green here after our third caution in the Morton Salt 400. And some people are going to be very salty after this one, I think. Hut Strickland. Oh, once again, we've got kind of a log jam, but it's definitely working out better this time. Oh, Grover Cleveland scrapes the wall. We're clean that time by. So you can see the pink forming on the horizon, the western, I believe, horizon, from where the sun is setting. Crow has actually played strategy decently well and is now only a few cars at the moment behind Joe Biden, but that could change as he's up in the middle. Oh, look at this. Field fluidity. Drivers switching lanes. Now at the front. It's a mini 3-car breakaway. Brian Wilson to the lead. A rookie leading on pace is awesome. Snoop Dogg second. John Cena third. And look who's fourth. The driver who led Happy Hour. The driver who won his dual race earlier this year and has had somewhat of a disappointing year since. That is Rick Scott driving for Raven West Motorsports, a Class Act team in the number 02. 2 rookies in the top 5. You'll love to see it. Still a lot of the field. We're nearly going 4 wide. One last knot of traffic here to try and work their way around third in points. Hut Strickland as he runs 37th, just trying to score more points, just hoping a lot of people can drop out of this race, or he can somehow strategy his way back on the lead lap. Morgan Freeman has fallen like a rock, or no, he might have just pitted that last round. That might be why he's towards the back. It looks like the majority of the people will get by Strickland this time with little problem. Now, battle for the lead. Snoop Dogg flashes down to the inside of Brian Wilson. They are side by side entering turn 3. Snoop Dogg does not have the good run to the middle of 3 and 4. He's hanging tough, but Brian Wilson will clear off the corner. Now, Snoop Dogg in the clutches of Wilson's teammate, and his name is John Cena as he dives down, trying to take second place and make it a hat trick racing 1-2, which would be good for the team after one of their of their other two teammates, one on the pole, the other grenaded a gearbox and is finished 40th. Battle, Rick Scott, Marco Polo side by side for 4th. Stephen George also up here. Oh! Tom Jones and Peter Perfect were down on the apron. As pretty much the entire field, the field that matters, has phased by. Is filtered through the 90. 90 is filtered through, my bad. Brian Wilson, Snoop Dogg, John Cena, Rick Scott, Marco Polo, Stephen George, Harrison Ford, Jerry Springer, Grover Cleveland, and Burt Reynolds, your top 10. There's Joe Biden 11th, while Crow is back in 20th, but there's several drivers taking aggressive actions, and you know what they say, oh, nearly 3 wide for 3rd place, but it's side by side for 4th instead, as Rick Scott holds on the high line. Oh, Stephen George now with a look for 5th underneath Marco Polo. Oh, but Polo's got 2 teammates behind him. Harrison Ford will go to the outside, but Jerry Springer ducks to the inside. Side by side for the race lead. Snoop Dogg with a peek, a nose out in front down the backstretch. He might clear going into 3. He will. Can Brian Wilson fight back on the outside? He sure can. Here comes the 48. They're side by side. The 24 going up to work with his teammate. Brian Wilson will clear off the corner. Now Rick Scott up here in this battle, as we have suddenly seen some fantastic racing. The last 10 laps have all of a sudden been caution-free and nothing but straight green flag racing, side by side, nearly 3 wide for 3rd. They are. Marco Polo to the inside, Rick Scott in the middle. Up high is the 24 of John Cena, and I don't know if Cena actually has the better spot. At the line, Cena did have the spot. Rick Scott faded. He's actually on track now down the 6th as Stephen George has stuck his nose out. George is really pushing the 16 of Marco Polo. Polo to 3rd. Stephen George wants more. He's going to duck underneath going into turn 3. Oh, and we're just around nearing the halfway point. Oh, I need a break for a second. John Cena shuffled back the 5th. Harrison Ford in the 6th. Brendan Gaughan trying to get around the 12. This would be big for Gaughan's championship hopes as he would close in on the points lead. Speaking of which, there's a big gap from 18th on back. About a second, and that's hurting 20th place, 2nd in points, Crow T Robot. Hoping these guys, if they stay side by side, will slow up enough to allow them to catch up. As the 8, the 1, 66 are hopefully content to just ride around single file. Should also point out, we are over halfway in this race. At the line, Brian Wilson leads. Snoop Dogg 2nd, 33 to go. But Walter White is a half a lap behind. And ran about a 2nd slower. Hut Strickland at least has pace to hold up with the back of the pack, though, so he's not terribly slow. But Walter White is going to be an interesting roadblock. Wilson, Dogg, Polo, George, the top 4. 2nd through 4th under a blanket. Brian Wilson leads. Now Harrison Ford into this battle. This guy getting really picked as we pass by that somewhat iconic looking power line that you always see in turns 1 and 2. Down this oddly shaped back straightaway. Ford's the 2nd and Ford the 3rd in his Ford, I should say. He's got to hold off Snoop Dogg, and no, he's not going to be able to. Snoop Dogg with a run in his number 18 green Pontiac. Snoop Dogg trying to look to get second place back from Marco Polo. He's not going to get there, though. Cena's up here. Stephen George, Joe Grover Cleveland, Burt Reynolds. A lot of people up here fighting for position. Side by side for 19th now is not going to help the 1 and the 8. Especially the 1. Catch this 12. But they are 3 wide. At the line for, I believe, 11, Brendan Gaughan edging out Rick Scott on the high side and Joe Biden on the low side. It just took some time for Gaughan. He was in the middle of the 3 wide. Marco Polo closing in on the 48. About a car length of difference, and we gotta wonder, the last time anyone came down was around lap 17. I think everybody who had stayed out under that caution will be in a pretty good position, track position wise, because I believe everybody has to come down one more time. And I'm expecting them down in about, I would expect them down in around lap 45 to lap 50, I would think. As we come to the line, we complete the 39th. 28 laps to go here in Chicagoland. Walter White in turn 3 as the leaders are in 2. Oh, this is interesting here. Iggy Koopa lagging a bit. Oh, Crow fell out of the top 20. That's another more points as Joe Biden is into the top 10. There's only 14 races to go after this one, and next week is not going to be a lot of passing. It's going to be a tactical race because it will be at the Watkins Glen International. Speaking of tactics, Marco Polo tried some attacking tactics as he went down to the inside. Almost at 16, but 39 miles left in this one. As Marco Polo up to the back bumper of the 48, as you can see them as they go down the backstretch. Polo nearly clears the 48. He does! Marco Polo to the lead as we only have at the line 25 laps to go here at Chicagoland. Under the lights in Joliet. John Cena in the 3rd, Snoop Dogg 4th, Stephen George 5th, and Grover Cleveland leading a mini gaggle. Burt Reynolds, Harrison Ford, Joe Biden, Donald Fagen, Jerry Springer, Brendan Gaughan, Bela Fleck, Rick Scott, Billy Mays, Tom Hanks, Woody Woodpecker, Iggy Koopa. We got more drivers catching up. Kathy the Bates is up here. So is Ian Anderson. Crow is trying to get up here. He needs to get up here. Bob Ross also lurking behind David Dayton and Peter Perfect. Over a second back to Tom Jones, Geddy Lee, Woody Harrelson, Jeff Lynne, Alfred Hitchcock, James Bond, Blaze Alexander, Morgan Freeman, Richard Simmons, Count Dracula, the lap-down car of Heth Strickland, and Al Capone. And there's Walter White going into 1 and 2. Suddenly running as there's down the backstretch. Wilson comes out of 2 as Hitchcock goes into 3. What was I saying about 45 to 50? A lot of drivers coming down, including Marco Polo, as Brian Wilson goes back to the lead. Grover Cleveland, Iggy Koopa, and others down. Now a second group led by Brian Wilson. Joe Biden is in this pack. Is Crow in it? No. New leader that time by during the cycle, and it is the 97 of Harrison Ford, your defending series champion. It looks like 1.5 cans of fuel for a lot of this field. And 4 tires for a lot of people. Now Ford brings it down. Gone. And so many others. Mays, Hanks. But a few drivers still electing to stay out for the bonus points. And Kathy Bates leads. Bela Fleck is yet to pit. So is Bob Ross, David Dayton, Woody Harrelson, Alfred Hitchcock, James Bond, Jeff Lynne, Morgan Freeman, Richard Simmons. All yet to pit. This time by side with 20 to go for not the lead, but Kathy Bates still your race leader. Several drivers more coming in. Kathy Bates. Wonder if she was gonna get undercut. I would think she's gonna get undercut a little bit. She still continues to stay out. I wonder, could she be trying to stretch it for less of possibly a faster stop? Is she gonna chance it on right sides only? Holy Lord! Al Capone with a head of steam nearly took out our current race leader. Oh, Crow. Oh, Crow. Oh, no. Oh, Kathy Bates takes that as her cue to come on down. That will leave the lead to Bela Fleck in the number 22. Remember, he started, I want to say, in about the 4th spot. 30.5 that time back. Second place, David Dayton with the 30.4. Our fastest lap in the race is a 28.823 by Kathy Bates. Bela Fleck. Now he's pitting. So is David Dayton. Alfred Hitchcock coming down from 3rd. Who's next? Marco Polo? Is Marco Polo gonna... I think Marco Polo... No. Kathy Bates was 4th. This is the race now for the virtual lead. I believe... Oh, Crow. I believe Marco Polo is going to come around, not this time by. The next time by, he will take the lead with 16 to go. Yes. Marco Polo is in 4th. He passed the first 3. Marco Polo takes the lead here. In second place will be Grover Cleveland. Oh! Grover Cleveland has only 4 top 10s on the year and has only... Well, he's made... Those were all in his first 5 starts, maybe? And then he only made 5 starts in the first 15 races, but he has made the last 7 races straight, and he's in 2nd place. The closest he came, he was a lap short on strategy. His tires didn't... He tried to gamble on old tires that did not pay off at Texas World, and Jeff Lynne won. Now, he's got to navigate around the 11 and try to get up to 16, and he might have to work together with Rick Scott in the 02 to do this. Marco Polo, has Marco Polo won in Cup? I'm not sure, he might have. You know who hasn't won? Grover Cleveland. You know who also hasn't won? Rick Scott. But 2 big threats every week. No, John Cena actually isn't too big of a threat, but Harrison Ford is. He'll buy it in 9th because we can't have nice things in the points race. "14 laps to go for Marco Polo. He's about 20 miles on track from what I believe would be his first career victory. I would have to look it up real quick. I know Grover Cleveland. We're going to look at the gap for Grover Cleveland. It was .86. Now it's up to .58. Less than 3/5 of a second. Rick Scott has been held up by Count Dracula. He's into the clutches of John Cena, Harrison Ford, and Brian Wilson. Marco Polo obviously has never won at Chicagoland before. I want to say he got a win earlier this season. I want to say. I am currently looking at the stats. Marco Polo is not. He's second highest driver in points without a win. He's never won. And now, at the line, he is 11 laps away from being a Vernors Cup Series winner. But he's got to hold off our 22nd and 24th president all in one person, Grover Cleveland, to do it. Grover Cleveland has got a half a second to make up, and he is catching. Granted, he only caught up by 100 that time, but every little bit matters at this stage of the race as we come to 10 to go. But we know what they all say. Catching him is one thing, passing him is another. And he really caught that time. Down to just over 0.4 of a second. So we are truly and well under the lights here at Chicagoland. A very tight battle. We go on board with the 25 for a lap around this track here in the closing stages. Hitting the start-finish line at 188, going into turn 1 at 195, lifts a little bit. He's really close. He's at 171. He was only about a third of a second off. Now down this uniquely curved back straightaway into the corner at 190. He drops down to around 164, picks it up. Now he's really closing. A good line off the 4. As you can see, comes back, hits the straightaway a little bit slower, 186. But it doesn't matter. The gap down to under 0.2 of a second. You can count it. There's 2, maybe 3 car lengths of separation between the top 2 drivers. Rick Scott in third. Over a second and a half back, but he's clearly 11. So is John Cena. If these top 2 start battling, could Rick Scott get up here and sneak a victory? I don't know, because there's only 7 laps to go in the Morton Salt 400. It was a 29.711 as opposed to a 29.770. But this time, a lot better 1 and 2. Grover Cleveland flashes down in the inside. They're side by side going into turn 3. Neck and neck. I think Marco Polo's got a little bit of an advantage on the high side. It's not too big of an advantage, but he will clear off the corner. But it's back to point about a 1/6 of a second. But Marco Polo had a lot better run down the front straightaway in the 1 and 2. Grover Cleveland's got to be careful. The gap now back to Rick Scott's closed the gap to the lead only to 1.3 seconds. A car length, maybe 2 of separation between the top 2. So we only have 5 laps to go here in Joliet. Grover Cleveland all over the back of the 16. He's going to flash down low to the inside once again. I didn't get that great of a run in the 3. No, he's got bite. He's going to clear. Grover Cleveland in the lead. Grover Cleveland, through all the adversity, only made 5 of the first 15 races, with 4 of them being top 5 finishes. He's made the last 7. He made the last 6 races. He's made the 7 races since then. None of them have even been top 10s, but he could be on his way. But here comes Marco Polo back to the inside. They come to the line. 3 to go, and look who's within a second of the race lead. It's Rick Scott trying to steal a win in the O2, but Grover Cleveland holds on at the line. Rick Scott going for a second. Side by side. It could be too little too late for Rick Scott, but this is definitely his best points run of the year. None of the top three have ever won a points race in the NASCAR Vernors Cup Series. Two of these guys at least will have to wait. I think it will be only two, because Grover Cleveland's pulled about 4 car lengths of separation on the 16. Marco Polo is, however, has cast the fishing line onto the rear spoiler of the 45 and is now reeling him back in as we go down the back straightaway. Can Marco Polo make the necessary charge? He's going to probably have one last chance. Rick Scott, John Cena side by side. Cena to the inside, Mike in the spot. But as they come off of 4, the white flag is waving in the air. One more lap to go here at Chicagoland. There goes Marco Polo to the lead. Trying to go into the inside of turn 1. Grover Cleveland using all the racetrack. Oh, he got the run off of 2. But Marco Polo is still there. Oh, there they go. I'm losing my voice. Oh, I think Cleveland's got it. He's got it! Grover Cleveland is gonna finally win! Grover Cleveland wins the Morton Salt 400! Marco Polo, second! Rick Scott, third! Oh, drag race for Ford! John Cena beats out Harrison Ford. Joe Biden faded to 12th at the end. Oh, but... Oh, Brendan Gaughan with an important 8th place. Grover Cleveland. Another driver stuck in go or go home qualifying every weekend will win. One of the other drivers, we forgot to mention the DNQs for this race. Carl Edwards missed. Hank Hill, whoa, he missed. And hometown favorite Peter Onjak missed. Oh, that was a race! That was a race! Oh! That might have been the greatest race I have ever seen. Oh! Grover Cleveland pulls off the impossible and wins! He actually does it! The man lands! Grover Cleveland has actually won a race! I can't believe it! I can't believe it! And we only have 14 more races left. Watkins Glen is next weekend. Oh my God. We're gonna be glad Watkins Glen is next weekend, because I need an easy race to do after that one. I just cannot believe the things that are going on right now. What an incredible race. Oh, an instant classic, as they would all say in so many ways. Telly Savalas lap. 34 cars finished on the lead lap, 3 a lap down. There's your finishing results from a very crazy Morton Salt 400 here at Chicagoland. What an epic race. Oh, man. I just can't believe it. Wow. This is crazy. Oh, I am just in awe of how this race ended up. Oh, and I was wrong. I was wrong. Morgan Freeman with the Heartache Award. And remember when I said I didn't think they were going to go green the rest of the way? They went green. The last 47 laps were caution-free after 12 caution laps and 3 caution periods in the first 20. Oh, we're going to have to look at the points. We're going to have to look at the points. It's the only thing we can do. It's the only thing we can do. It's the only thing we're allowed to do at this point. Oh, my Lord. Oh, man. Oh, Joe Biden pulls out the points lead to over a full race once again. Woody Woodpecker up to third. Ian Anderson up to fourth. Hut Strickland falls down. Marco Polo came so close to that first career win. Picks up his fifth top five of the season. Brendan Gaughan with a series leading 9 top 10s and is stuck in 7th in points. Still nobody at 100 laps led yet. David Dayton at 97. Joe Biden, Hut Strickland at 94. Ian Anderson at 98. Snoop Dogg at 94. John Cena at 90. Tried. Oh, Grover Cleveland jumps from 43rd to 39th in points. His 5th top 10 of the season, his 5th top 5 of the season, and his first career win. Cleveland coming in clutch at the end, only leading 12 laps. Only leading 5 laps. I believe they were the last 5, the ones that count. He led the lap that mattered. That's all that matters in these NASCAR Vernors Cup Series races. I mean, every other lap matters just as much. Oh! Donald Fagen is 36, also a full race behind Morgan Freeman. To try and get locked in. Gosh, can you imagine what a horse... Rick Scott, that was a good run. His best run of the year, his first top 5 of the season, is a 3rd place run. And that moves him up to 28th in points. What a great run for that driver. What a great run. What a great race. What a great telecast. What a way. I'm gobsmacked. Oh, Lordy. I cannot believe what kind of race that just was. I cannot believe it. Oh. All I can say is next weekend is a road course. Next oval I don't think is going to be as epic, but it's going to be pretty epic. For only the 2nd time in the history and only the 1st time in televised history, we're going to the Michigan International Speedway for the Cup Series under the lights. You do not want to miss that one. It was a classic race last year. Was it Morgan Freeman? I think it was Morgan Freeman whistling. But first, it was the Morton Salt 400 at Chicagoland. A great race. Grover Cleveland wins. Everybody's going home happy except for those who only paid to see Peter Onjak made the race. I'm sorry. I hope Onjak got his money was worth. He's probably sitting on the pit box of the 16 that race or something. Anyway, everybody here at the Western Caves Sports Network, I'm announcer Western Caves. We will see you next time.